Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chantel, and today we're going to do a little bit of a beginner's tutorial on Goodnotes 6. So in the past year or so, we have had a ton of updates to Goodnotes, and you have the option to have Goodnotes 6, which is on a one-time payment or a subscription based on how much you want to pay. And although I was really salty about that subscription fee when it first came out, they have really released a ton of new features, and the app looks really good and is really functional and easy to use now. But that means that most of the tutorials that I have out right now and most of the tutorials that I've seen are a little bit outdated. So I wanted to, in case you're new here, start fresh with Goodnotes 6 and show you, if you've never used Goodnotes 6 before, exactly how to use it, how to add a notebook, how to add folders, how to add your own digital planners, how to click on the links, how to open the tools, and what all of the tools in the toolbar are. I'm gonna leave chapters down below, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so now that you can see my iPad, let's go ahead and open Goodnotes. So when you open Goodnotes for the first time, you're not gonna have all of these journals and notebooks in here already, but let me show you how to just start with a blank notebook. So what you want to do is on the Documents tab here, as you can see, this is a little sidebar. So if you tap that icon, it'll go away. So if you don't see the sidebar, that's where it is. And inside Documents, you'll have a plus button here. If you tap on that plus button, you'll be able to add a notebook, a study set, a folder, an image, scan documents, take a photo, import, we'll get to that, or make a quick note. So let's start with just a notebook here. So you have a bunch of options just right in the notebook section to customize. Let's look at the covers. You've got a bunch of cover options here that you can choose from, and you can even import your own. You can change the size of your notebook above here. So you can make it Goodnotes standard, A3, A4, letter, whatever your preferences are. You can even make a phone one. So if you want something that is friendly to use on your phone, that's a good idea to do that. And you can even make them in the landscape style if you want to as well. I prefer portrait, that's totally up to you. And you can also change the paper. So if you look inside the paper, I'm not sure how well you can see it. You have blank, dotted, squared, ruled, you have Cornell, legal, you even have like a monthly spread and a to-do spread. So let's tap on one of the monthly ones, and you can even change the color of the paper. So you've got white, black, yellow, and you can even customize the color. So let's go ahead and pick a background color. You've got some presets in here, but you can also look at a custom option, and I like to tap on the little wheel here, and you can spin around. I think I'm gonna pick like a baby blue color. Might be fun. I can add that to my presets as well. And now my paper is blue, and I can change my foreground color. Let's do that and pick a pink. And you can even pick an accent color on this one. So I think I'm gonna do a darker pink. And now you can apply that, and you can customize any of your pages that way, and it's super fun. So the other thing you can do is name it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just name this new, and go ahead and click on create. And now you've got your custom notebook. In here, you can pull your page to the left and release, and it will add new pages, as many of them as you would like. Okay, so going back to this main documents page, another thing I want to show you how to do really quick is how to put things in the trash if you need to, because if you have too many documents, you might notice it slowing down, and a lot of the times you just need to empty your trash, but the trash isn't super visible. So this is how you do it. You just go ahead and tap on your document, move to trash, and then to find your trash, go up to this gear button, tap on this, tap on trash, and now your trash bin is here, and you can go ahead and empty that. Next up, let's say you want to organize into folders. All you want to do is tap that new button again, click on folder, and you can do some customizing here. So I'm going to title this new as well, and you can pick a color. I'm going to do purple, and you can also choose an icon. So I think I'm going to do this apple. Done. And now you have a folder to put things in the folder. All you need to do is grab them and drag and drop into your folder. Now, if you tap on that, you'll be able to see the documents inside that folder. And the last thing I want to show you on this page is that you can favorite things really easily if you want to be able to find them again quickly. So up at the top of every single icon, you're going to have a little star. If you tap on it, it will turn it into a favorite. So If you go back over to this little sidebar here, you can tap on favorites and it will quickly pull up everything that you favorited, and that is just a really nice feature and it's very easy. Just tap it again to unfavorite. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is show you really quick how to open a digital planner in Goodnotes so that you can use it with the app. You're gonna wanna click on the plus button and go ahead and select import. And now you can look for wherever you have that file saved. Of course, make sure you save your file somewhere you can find it and go ahead and click import. And just like that, you have your digital planner in your Goodnotes. So now that we know how to use our documents page here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to use the tools in Goodnotes. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my personal planner here, and it popped right to the week that we're on. To navigate these links here, you're just gonna want to tap on anywhere that is a link and it will click through. You might notice that sometimes you can't click your links, and that probably means your tools are on. So up at the top here, there's a little pen tool. If you tap on it, your top bar will be blue and you'll see a bunch of tools. But when I have this on and it's blue, if I want to click any of these links that you just saw me click, they will not be clickable. So just, if you notice that, turn off your tools and you should be able to click around like so. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our tools, and I'm gonna go left to right and explain to you what all of the tools are. So on the left here, you have a pen tool, and you've got an option for a fountain pen, a ballpoint pen, and a brush pen. The fountain pen and the brush pen have options if you want to adjust it to your liking. It's just gonna take a little bit of experimentation. I will say, if you're brand new, the ballpoint is going to be the easiest of these pen tools to control. So that's what I use most of the time. The next option you have is a pencil tool. This is newer. And this one's also pretty easy to control. So either the ballpoint pen or the standard pencil here is what I would recommend if you are brand new to Goodnotes 6. And on either the pen or the pencil tool, on the right side here, you have options. You've got stroke settings, so you can pick solid, dashed, or a dotted, and you can change the pen thickness down here. In the pencil tool, it's a little bit different. Since you can't pick dotted or dashed, you just have a thin, a medium line, and a thick line, and you can adjust these to your personal preferences and they will save as like your default. So when you open it up again, it'll be back to your preferred settings. And then on the right here, you have options for colors. So these can all be customized. You just want to tap on it and you can select any of these pre-made colors, or you can click on custom. Select any color here, and if you like a color, you can go ahead and tap on the plus button and add it to your presets so you can add it frequently, and your frequently added ones will end up at the top here. So I'm going to go to ballpoint and I'm just going to grab like a red color that I think you're going to be able to see the best. And when you're writing, you're going to want to zoom in and out, and the closer you zoom, the easier it's going to be to control your writing and the placement. You just want to go ahead and tap on this, switch to solid, and you can write out whatever you would like that way. So that's our pen tool. The next up, we have an eraser tool. So you've got options in your eraser tool as well. On the right, you can pick your thickness again, a small, a medium, and a large. And if you tap on your eraser, you have some more settings as well. You've got a precision eraser, a standard eraser, and a stroke eraser. So your precision eraser is just like what it sounds like. It is super precise, so wherever you put your pen is where your eraser is going to be. So you can use this then if you want to do really fine details, you can do that with the precision eraser. The next one is the standard eraser. So I'm going to zoom this in really close, so hopefully you can see that there. But with your standard eraser, it pulls just a little bit farther from where you wrote. And then if you use your stroke eraser, it'll take away an entire stroke all at one time. The next tool you have here is a highlighter tool. On the right here, again, you can choose your highlighter thickness. You've got a thin, a medium, and a thick. And again, all of these colors can be customized as well. I'm gonna go ahead and select this pink color and just run over with my highlighter like this. The thing about the highlighter is it's just like a highlighter. So if you run over it more than once, it'll kind of show you that thicker line where your highlighter overlaps, to give you that really realistic highlighter look. Another thing to know with the highlighter is if you make a line with your highlighter and hold down, it will straighten it. It doesn't really matter how wiggly I make that line. If I hold down at the edge, it will go ahead and straighten that line. The next option I have in here is tape. Tape, again, on the side here has an option for a thin, a medium thickness, and the most thick, and you can customize this as well and customize your colors. The fun thing about your tape tool here is this would be really great for students because you can set it down like you would a piece of washi tape, and now you can tap it and it will remove the tape. It leaves like this little thin transparent version of that color so you can kind of see it, but if you tap on it, it brings back the tape. So say you are quizzing yourself, you can go ahead and put down pieces of tape, cover up the answers, and then see if you got it right and bring it back. The next tool you have is pretty irrelevant. I'll show it to you. It's just the shape tool, but this works exactly the same as your pen tool. If I draw a circle, it'll straighten it, but if I just was using my pen tool, it would be exactly the same anyway. So this is just an older tool that's still in the top bar, probably because it always has been. The next tool we're going to look at is the lasso tool here, and this is essentially your selection tool. So if you tap on it twice, you'll be able to see what you can and can't select. And if you want to, you can kind of go through and turn certain bits off and use your lasso tool strategically. So say I wanted to move writing but not an image, I could just turn off my handwriting and leave images on, and vice versa. I'm going to leave all of these on like this just to show you. You've got some options. You can either use this little, looks like a little loop-de-loop sign here, and that, lets you go really freehand and you can move this around. The other option is a rectangle tool. So you can select in a rectangle if you'd like to. So based on your preferences, you can do whatever you would like. The other nice thing about the lasso tool is beyond just moving things around. Again, this does work like a selection tool. So if I tap what I have selected, I can often change the color of it if it's something that I made directly in Goodnotes. So if it's a pen, pencil, highlighter, I can change the color. If it's an image, I obviously cannot change the color. So things like that to keep in mind. So if I wanted to change this to red, I can. And as you can see, since I had a highlighter and a pen selected, it changed the color of both. I can change them to black. Now say I made changes that I don't like. Up at the top here, there's a little back button. It's a little undo button. So if I tap on this, I can go ahead and undo back to what I had before. Okay, so my next tool here, I wanted to zoom back out so you could see the whole thing, because this is when this is most relevant. This is an elements tool. And most of what I have in my elements tool are stickers. You can add these yourself just by scrolling over to the edge. You'll have a lot less collections than me if you're brand new. And over here, there's a little plus icon, and you can add a new selection. So either you can go ahead and click on this import button, and wherever you have those images or stickers saved, you can bring them in that way. Another option that you can do when you add your collection is just to split screen with your files here. So I have a Goodnotes file here. If one of your planners come with a Goodnotes file, you can just add those and they will automatically add as in Elements file. But if I want to add them individually, I just want to open up the PNGs. And now I can grab these images and I can drag them in if I'd like to. You can also press the select button so you can kind of select them all and drag and drop those in. You can change the title of your collection here. Go ahead and press create. And now that is a new collection inside my elements tool, and no matter what document I'm in, I will be able to access those stickers and drop them in if I'd like to. And these just work kind of like images, so I can resize, I can angle it and place it anywhere I'd like. The other cool thing I can do with elements is I can save anything that I have made in Goodnotes as an element. So say I write reset day every Sunday, I want to save this as a sticker. I can go ahead and lasso this, press the three dots and add it as an element. And it will bring up my elements. I can create a new collection and I can name that, I'm gonna say frequently used. Go ahead and press create. And say I'm at the next week, so open up my tools, I'm gonna tap on elements. And now I can find that collection, tap on that piece that I saved, resize it, and place it anywhere I'd like. The nice thing about things that you make inside Goodnotes that you save as elements is that it retains all of those customizable qualities. So if I want to lasso this whole thing like we just did, I can tap on it and I can change the color if I'd like. Just like that. The next tool we're going to look at is a newer tool. It's a sticky note tool. Up until this point, we had to use just like square images as sticky notes, but they would operate as images. They weren't as functional as these new built-in sticky notes are. So the way this works is over on the side here, you can go ahead and tap on that little shape. It has like a little corner pulled up so you can see that you're tapping on this particular function, and you can choose if you want a square, a wide, or a tall, and you can change the size to small, medium, or large. And then you can select the color right next door, and this can be customized again, just like anything else that we just did. You can pick your own hex code and you can, add it to your presets. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this pink color that I saved already. And let's say I wanna do a tall, small sticky note. Now that I have that selected, I can tap and it will create that shape for me. And as you can see in the right side here, it will put up my most recent sticky note shape. So if I use the same shape over and over again, I will be able to see it up here in this top bar. So look at this little yellow square. If I tap on that, it will bring up a yellow sticky note as well. So now to select these, if I'm on the sticky notes tool, I'm able to tap on them and I can drag them around anywhere I would like. I can grab these little corner tools here and I can make them wider and smaller and change the aspect ratio if I'd like as well. And then you have an option to press this little plus button. And if you do that, you can add replies. So I'm gonna write hi and send that, and it will save inside that sticky note without you having to see it. The other cool thing, I'm gonna zoom in here, use my pen tool and write directly on my sticky note. And now when I select my sticky note and move it around, it moves around the writing that I have on top and I don't have to group them together. The other option that you have is to tap on your sticky note. So it selects and then you have an option to collapse. And so now your sticky note is this little tiny, it's like almost a marker there that's not super noticeable. And if I tap on it, it'll bring back my sticky note if I'd like it to. The next tool we have here is an image tool. And this will just bring up your most recently used camera roll images. So this is my stories from today. I can tap on it and I can resize it and place it in my planner if I want to. The next option I have here is our text tool. So the way the text tool works, it's kind of like a text box. So you can choose what your font is going to be, the size, and the color here, and go ahead and tap and it will put down a text box. And so you can either use your little keyboard here to write out what you want to write, or what I like to do is use the scribble function. This is really great. If you hate your handwriting, you can use this and you can adjust what the default is. So if I want to adjust the default, I can go ahead and click on this font section. I can pick another font here. And then if I like that font and I like this size and this is what I want to use frequently, I can go ahead and click on this little T with the heart at the top and save it as my default. And now, let's say I click off the pen tool and I come back and I click on it again. If I place a text box down and I write again, it will use my new default settings. The next tool is the magnifying tool. I don't use this too much anymore now, but I did use it a lot when I first got started. So you can see that there's this little blue box that you can kind of change the size on if you want to. But this is nice because you can magnify or zoom into an area, and down at the bottom, you can see it larger and write in it that way. So if you want to see your whole page and still be zoomed in, you can kind of do both at once. Using this little toggle here, you can pull up the bottom of this and bring it down based on your preferences. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the pen tool. And as you can see, I have this little section highlighted, but I can write super big here and it will look nice and small if I wanted to. The next tool I have here is a ruler tool. This is pretty straightforward. You can move this around. And the last tool I have here is a laser tool. So say you're using this to do a presentation, you can point to things, circle to things. And finally, you have another new tool. This is a timer. So you can set a timer instead of having to use another app. Say you want to set a time for how long you're going to spend studying something. You can go ahead and do that in here and it will notify you when your timer is done. And that is how you use all of the Goodnotes tools. I can go on and do a step-by-step how I plan a week in my planner. If you're interested in that, let me know. But I figured this video is pretty long as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Let me know what you think. I hope that it's helpful. And if you want to see anything else, let me know down below and I will catch you next time. Bye.